Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's new midfielder. Manchester United are prioritising a midfielder over a right back. There's been quite a lot of midfielders on our agenda. Now with Man United offloading players, it's making it possible for us to get another signing on the board. Now Manchester United have been linked with Eduardo Camerovinga from Rennes. It's recently said that we've paused our pursuit of Eduardo Camerovinga. Eduardo Camavinga's agent said that Camavinga is in no rush to decide his future. Fabrizio Romano has spoken a lot about the Camavinga transfer saga, and he recently said that Camavinga has two options this summer, including Man United. He said Man United and PSG are yet to make any offers for Camavinga. Camavinga's contract showdown with Rennes continues. His current contract at Rennes expires next year. The Sun said not so long ago that Man United are in a two-horse race with PSG for Camavinga. Rennes are prepared to sell him for around £25 million. Rennes have already confirmed that Camavinga will be leaving this summer. He's made 82 appearances for Rennes in all competitions. Man United are still interested in Declan Rice from West Ham. West Ham want at least £100 million for him. I'd certainly take Declan Rice at Manchester United. The main reasons is because he's still young, he's got a lot of development in him, he breaks up the play well, he's well proven in the Premier League, and if he came to Man United he'd replicate what he's done in the years he's been with West Ham. So they are the reasons. Rice has been at West Ham for a good 7 years or so now. He's got a contract with them until 2024. Before he was at West Ham, he was at Chelsea. He was in their youth setup for several years, but he actually never got in Chelsea's first team. At one point, Chelsea wanted him back. That's obviously when Frank Lampard was Chelsea's manager. Declan Rice can be deployed as a defensive midfielder or a centre-half. We've also been linked with Ruben Neves from Wolves. I've disregarded Ruben Neves because before the start of the season, Ruben Neves hinted that he'd made a decision on his future. He's called any talks of a transfer away, and he did reveal his excitement of working alongside Wolves' head coach Bruno Lage. But just before that, earlier on in the summer, Wolves were ready to sell Ruben Neves. They was willing to accept £35 million. And it said Man United were leading Arsenal in the race. Wolves got Ruben Neves from Porto back in 2017. They paid £15.8 million for him. He's got a contract with Wolves until 2024. Wolves have really struggled since they lost Diego Jota last year to Liverpool. They also lost Matt Doherty, but they have brought quite a few players in. Sol Niguez, Manchester United were also in for him. Man United obviously made contact with the agents of Sol Niguez. The other week it said that the agents of Sol Niguez were due in England for talks with Man United and Liverpool, because Man United and Liverpool were the ones that were battling it out for him. It said Atletico Madrid wanted from between 35 million to 40 million. The AS did say though that Solskjaer favours a move to Barcelona. Now, we identified Solskjaer as a potential replacement for Pogba. Solskjaer has a gentleman's agreement in place with Atletico Madrid that will allow him to leave. Niguez has a £128 million release clause. He's got a contract with Atletico Madrid till 2026 because back in 2017 he signed a 9-year contract. He's been at Atletico Madrid for a good 13 years or so he's been a long-serving player, risen up their academy. He's made over 300 appearances in all competitions. Niguez can be deployed as a central midfielder or a defensive midfielder. We've also been interested in Goreczka from Bayern Munich. Earlier on in the summer, Bild said that Man United submitted a contract offer to sign Goreczka from Bayern Munich on a free transfer in the summer of 2022, which is next summer. Corentin Tolisso, we've also been in for him from Bayern Munich because he said before the start of the season that Man United and Arsenal are ready to battle for Corentin Tolisso. Bild said that Bayern Munich are willing to sell him for 8.5 million, which is very, very cheap. So, which midfielder will Manchester United sign? Solskjaer's priority is definitely to get a midfielder on the board. Now, this morning I gave you the news on Andres Pereira and Paul Pogba. Reports from Brazil have said that Andres Pereira is close to joining Flamengo on loan. There's a buyout option in the deal. Last season, Andres Pereira had a loan spell with Lazio. He made 33 appearances in all competitions, and before, Pereira has had loan spells with Valencia and Granada. Pereira's got a contract with Man United until 2023. To Pereira's credit, he did well throughout pre-season. Pereira has been at Manchester United since 2011, risen up our academy. He's made like 45 appearances for us in the Premier League. But it is the right decision to loan him out because obviously he'll gain more experience, Pereira, plus he'll get a lot more opportunities. And Paul Pogba, he's set to not sign a new contract before the summer transfer window closes, but Paul Pogba has refused to rule out a new deal. Pogba's current contract at Man United expires next summer. Solskjaer said he's confident that Pogba will extend his contract. Before the start of the season, Pogba rejected a new contract at Man United. Solskjaer says he wants new contracts for 5 players. That's Pogba, Fernandes, Rashford, Luke Shaw and Harry Maguire. Sky Sports recently said that Pogba is very likely to leave Man United on a free transfer next summer when his contract expires, and it said he's set to join PSG on a 3. PSG are pushing to sign Pogba next summer, and PSG are prepared to offer Paul Pogba £510,000 a week in wages to prize him away from Man United. PSG's move for Pogba this summer hit a stumbling block as PSG got Lionel Messi. PSG have got quite a few players now on their transfer list. But it reported out back in July saying that PSG were interested in Paul Pogba. You know, it mentioned that PSG were the favourites to sign him, and PSG held talks with Paul Pogba's representatives, and it said they was willing to offer £45 million. Don't forget Mauricio Pochettino played down PSG's interest in Pogba. Pochettino got quizzed on Paul Pogba's transfer from Man United again. But Paul Pogba's preference is a move to Real Madrid or Barcelona if he's to leave Man United next summer. Sky Sports said before the start of the season that Pogba sees a long-term future at Man United but may wait on the contract extension. Before the start of the season, Solskjaer revealed that he had positive talks with Pogba over his future, and Pogba's in no hurry to sort out his future, and the Telegraph said a few weeks ago now, was it, that Pogba would start the season with Man United, then he'd make a decision about his future before the 31st of August. Pogba put a very good performance out against Leeds last weekend. Because he got 4 assists in that game. And he should have had his name on the score sheet because Pogba had a fantastic chance. But he didn't convert it, it just went wide. He was one-on-one with Meslier. Pogba produced good performances for Man United in the last couple of months of last season, but at one point last season he was out with a thigh injury for a while. Mino Raiola has obviously been working hard to get Pogba out of the club. Mino Raiola did a lot of talking last season. We've been very critical of Mino Raiola because he doesn't have a good relationship with Man United. This is Pogba's 6th season at Man United since he rejoined. Pogba's our most expensive signing at the moment because we paid £89 million for him, and he's won 3 trophies at the club so far. But like I say, Solskjaer has confirmed that he wants to make one more signing in this summer transfer window. But who's it going to be, like I've already mentioned? Before the start of the season, Solskjaer spoke out on Man United's transfer plans before deadline. He said any more signings would be a bonus for Man United. We are now into the final 2 weeks of the summer transfer window. Solskjaer has been very pleased with our summer transfer business, and I think Man United have enjoyed a very good summer transfer window because Solskjaer has made good signings. So far we've made 3 signings in this summer transfer window. We brought Tom Eaton in on a free from Aston Villa, we brought Jadon Sancho in from Borussia Dortmund, and we brought Rafael Varane in from Real Madrid, and we spent around 120 million in this summer transfer window. And Solskjaer has received the backing that he deserves. Surprisingly, our owners, the Glazers, have backed Solskjaer only because they've been persuaded to. Woodward has said several times before that he'd back Solskjaer. And even when we was enjoying them bad periods under Ollie, Woodward assured that Solskjaer's job was safe. Obviously Woodward's leaving Man United. Woodward's had a 16-year association with the club. John Murtaugh, he's played a part in getting the players Solskjaer wanted in. John Murtaugh is our director of football, and Man United certainly made the right decision getting a director of football in, because I did mention that's one of the structural changes that we needed at the club. And obviously Darren Fletcher, he's part of the club. Manchester United have got a good chance of winning the Premier League this season. I certainly think the signings of Sancho and Varane turned Man United into title contenders at least. Solskjaer's ambition for this season is to win the Premier League. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013. Before the start of the season, Solskjaer talked up Man United's title hopes. He said he knows the pressure is on. He made an admission saying that Man City are the favourites, but the title race is open. Solskjaer basically has to win a trophy this season to remain Manchester United manager, because he's not yet won a trophy as Man United manager, and we haven't won a trophy since 2017. But like I say to you, I'm expecting to see some more departures in this summer transfer window, because Woodward obviously warned Solskjaer the other week that he's got to sell some players to get more signings on the board. It's looking very likely that Brandon Williams is going out on loan. Like I updated you yesterday, Sky Sports News said that Norwich are in advanced talks to sign Brandon Williams on loan. He could beat Norwich very, very soon. Brandon Williams has been a long-term target for Southampton and Newcastle. Last season, Williams provided cover for Luke Shaw and Tellez at left-back and Wan-Bissaka at right-back, because Delors was out on loan with Milan last season. But it's the right decision to loan Brandon Williams out, to gain him more experience and to get him a lot more opportunities. Because Williams seldom plays for us, he's our third choice left-back. Williams has got a contract with Man United until 2024. He made his first team debut back in 2019. I also wanted to offload Phil Jones, but Solskjaer's recently come out and said that Jones is part of his plans for this season. Jones hasn't played for Man United since January, because obviously he's been out with injury, but Jones has always been inconsistent and he doesn't get in our 11. Jones is the only outfield player that's still with us from the Ferguson era. Being a long-serving player at Man United, he's endured 10 years at the club. I think Jones actually played in that Burnley game, which was obviously played behind closed doors. It was a friendly. I also wanted to offload Diego Delors. Delors could still be leaving Man United. Like I said, he was out on loan with AC Milan last season. He did say the other week, though, that it's very likely Delors is staying at Man United, reflecting how impressive he was throughout pre-season. That's the reason it said we dropped his interest in Kieran Trippier, because it said it's very likely Delors will now stay. Like I said, we need to offload Andres Pereira. Looks like he's going to be going out on loan with Flamengo. There's a good chance that we're going to offload Jesse Lingard. The Premier League website have actually said that Jesse Lingard is set to join West Ham on loan in this summer transfer window. Stuart Pearce has said that West Ham want to sign Jesse Lingard, and he also mentioned that he's a special lad. Fabrizio Romano mentioned that West Ham are going to submit another bid for Lingard. West Ham received a huge boost in their pursuit of Lingard, because Man United dropped the asking price for Lingard to £20 million. Initially we was demanding £30 million. West Ham have obviously been struggling to meet that asking price. Lingard had a 4-month loan spell with West Ham last season and he made an impact. Despite the ongoing speculation though, Solskjaer recently confirmed that Lingard remains in his first team plans. Lingard was omitted from the squad against Leeds last weekend, but Lingard did score in the game against Burnley in that friendly. But Lingard, he's been part of the club for a long time, risen up our academy. Lingard has made like 133 appearances for Man United in the Premier League. At Man United, Lingard has won the FA Cup, the Charity Shield, the EFL Cup and the Europa League, and he scored in some of the finals. But Lingard's had quite a few loan spells. Had a loan spell with Leicester, Birmingham, Derby, Brighton and obviously West Ham. I also want us to offload Nemanja Matic, but we won't in this summer transfer window, so he's going to remain at Man United for this season. Like I've said to you before, I've got my strong reservations about Matic because he's always been a static player. Plus he's aging up. But he's been consistent in some games. Matic isn't one of our first choice midfielders, but despite that, he still seems to get, his chances. Matic has been with us for a year. We got him in a deal worth 40 million from Chelsea back in 2017. And he has been subjected to transfer speculation before. And Martial, I want us to offload him, but we're not going to this time round because Solskjaer's refused to sell Martial. Martial's part of Solskjaer's plans this season. But before the start of the season, the Sun came out and said that Man United are ready to sell Martial for at least £50 million. Obviously said Inter Milan were interested in him. They wanted him to replace Lukaku because Lukaku went back to Chelsea. He said we'd have been happy to loan Anthony Martial out as long as Inter Milan agreed to include an obligation to buy in the deal. Inter Milan have done business with us in recent years. They got Sanchez offers, Lukaku and Ashley Young. Didn't they also get another player offers as well, if I can remember rightly? But yeah, and like I said to you, looks like Amad Diallo is going out on loan. Like I said to you yesterday, Amad Diallo is 90% certain to leave Man United on loan in the coming weeks. Two clubs I think are interested. Fabrizio Romano mentioned that Basel and Crystal Palace have registered their interest in signing Amad Diallo on loan. It's the right decision to put him out on loan to obviously get him a lot more opportunities and get him more experience. We got Amad Diallo from Atlanta. We got him in a deal worth £37 million. Man United paid £19 million up front. Amad Diallo's under contract with us until 2025. Like I was going to say, I'm expecting to see some departure in the January transfer window next year. More players will probably leave Man United next summer. If Donny van de Beek doesn't get enough starts this season, he could leave next year. Tellez, he could possibly leave next year as well because he's been subjected to transfer speculation before. Obviously, Tellez is not available at the moment because he has got an ankle injury. But yeah, what a fantastic start Man United have had to the season, beating Burnley recently in that friendly 3-1, beating Leeds on the opening day of the Premier League season 5-1. This season is absolutely massive for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and he is aware of that because Solskjaer knows he's got big expectations to exceed. This is Solskjaer's third full season as Man United manager. A few weeks ago, Solskjaer signed a new contract with the club until 2024. There's an option of a further year. A lot of United fans disagreed with us giving him that new contract because I don't think he'll see out this new contract. I think Solskjaer still had under a year left on the current 3-year contract he signed when he got the job permanently back in March 2019. I reckon Solskjaer does deserve at least another season at Man United. Obviously, there was a lot of United fans demanding Ole out last season. after the loss to Villarreal in the Europa League final. But these still United fans that are Ole in. Ole has managed 152 games as Man United manager, and Solskjaer has been in charge of the club now for almost 3 years. So Solskjaer has gained some managerial experience, which is good. He's learned a few different things on the job. To be honest with you, I didn't think it had lasted as long as he has done. In a way, I am surprised he's still Man United manager, because we've enjoyed very bad periods under Ole where he's been extremely close to getting sacked. But I think with Ole being a club legend, that's what basically saved his job. But if we do decide to eventually sack Solskjaer, if he doesn't do well this season, I don't think it'd solve anything anyway, because when we are inconsistent and when we've been inconsistent, not all the blame stems from the manager. Obviously, Ole's accountable for certain things though. Because in a lot of the games Ole's managed at Man United, he's been tactically naive. Before Solskjaer was with us, he was at Molde. He won a few Norwegian titles at Molde, but they're not a big club. And before Molde, he was at Cardiff, and his record at Cardiff was absolutely terrible. So he hasn't got a proven pedigree as a manager, but that doesn't mean he can't succeed as Manchester United manager. All he knew when he'd taken over at Man United, it was going to be a massive job, despite him knowing the club through thick and thin. And he knew he had a lot to do when he came in. I think progress has been made under Ole, because Ole's obviously got us to semi-finals. He got us to the Europa League final last season. Last season he got us to the FA Cup quarter-final. So there you go. And he's our best manager since Ferguson. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, like, explore on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.